Specifically you, beautiful viewer who tuned in this fine morning for Iron Squid group action. We have Marine King Prime, Brown, Scarlet, and
Deja.
Teja. Thank you very much. This is the perfect time to have Kalaris as my sidekick helping me out. Regardless, these matches are going to be absolutely spectacular, but per usual, if you've been following the Iron Squid group action, everyone begins with a Heart of the Swarm show match, which I'm thrilled to announce will be Dragon versus ToD. I am Day 9, joined by Kalaris. How are you doing this fine morning, Kalaris?
I'm good. It's not technically morning here. It's actually 8 p.m., but morning for you, and I'm very, very jealous of you because I'm kind of tired already. But, yeah, we start with Dragon versus ToD in this show match, and if you actually check out these two players' histories of Heart of the Swarm already, they're two of the players that have already played 400 matches at the very tip-top level in Heart of the Swarm. So we should be in for some good stuff.
Prolific gamers, yeah. I'm super thrilled about it. Have you gotten the chance to see any of the post-patch Terran vs. Protoss play?
Yes, I have. And
do share.
It was kind of scary. There was a lot of very quick medevacs flying around everywhere, dropping widow mines in places that were very, very annoying. And
ooh, yeah, go on. Oh.
Just, I mean, like putting it around the mineral line. I can see this is getting you quite excited. Just putting them near mineral lines, and yes, you can have obviously the mothership core come along and grant vision or whatever. But if you put them in two mineral lines at the same time, then it has to dart back and forth between these locations, clearing all of this up, and it's really annoying because you lose a lot of mining time.
Yeah, I mean, it is really crazy what the extra speedy medevacs can do. In fact, just standard Marine Marauder medevac play has been amped up in Heart of the Swarm. Suddenly, the Terran, who was already the mobility player versus Protoss, using just, regular stim and medevac play, is now hyper-mobile. It actually feels very much like being up against a Ling Mutalisking player, just from the very limited stuff that I've seen. But fortunately, we now get to go into Core Hall City, where we will see ToD, formerly of Root Gaming, versus Dragon, formerly of Wings of Liberty, but has literally been exclusively playing Heart of the Swarm.
It's true, and I believe formerly of Millennium as well now. He's not on Millennium anymore. So we have two players here that have recently been, one has actually left the French team whilst one's moved back to France, so quite nicely worked out.
One is a French team.
Yeah, it's gone well. So for now, we do have Dragon spawning down in our 9 o'clock position here as our blue Terran. And who do we have spawning up to the top, Sean?
Well, I would like to introduce it as the man formerly known as Root ToD, similar to the artist formerly known as Prince, except the music that he plays for my ears is oh so much more beautiful. ToD has some really slick Protoss play. Core Hall City is a weird map in that you have a stupidly easy first expansion. I think most notably, when you take the first expansion, you're expanding away from the entrance, so pretty much in every ways it's safe. It's actually, if you think of a map like, let's just take something basic like Cloud Kingdom. If they do some sort of marine bunker pressure right off the bat, the first thing they run into is your natural expansion nexus, so it's very difficult to defend it with probes and that starting zealot and then get back to mining. But, I mean, on this map, you just have the most easily defendable place frickin' ever, so it's very, very nice for all the early expand builds.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an odd map, I would agree. But actually, coming back to just TVP in general, you know how I was just briefly speaking about the medevac things that, Terran can actually try and exploit? Another thing that people are finding really, really annoying right now as well is oracles from the Protoss side of things. So there could be a lot of flying potential here that we could see in this best of 3.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is a good map for it. There's a lot of airspace in the back to actually try and exploit.
I was actually, going on that point, like bringing up the Oracle. I mean, just look at Dragon's main base. You look at that, and his main mineral is very exposed. Most maps have the minerals lined up right along with the edge of the map, so you kind of come in at the top or the bottom point of the minerals. But here, the entire thing's exposed. Same story with the natural expansion for Dragon. It's completely wide open and exposed. ToD now building himself that first Zealot. One Marine popping out in the tech lab, and I don't know if you've actually seen the Reaper with its new speed upgrade. It is so fast. It's hilarious.
It is, and I think that's indeed what we might see Dragon do here. Now, with that, he can find himself... I mean, there's a lot of room for him to jump up into his opponent's main base, and as such, it's going to be a little bit hard for ToD to shut down. He's already chrono boosting out his first Zealot. I think... Well, he's not making a Mothership Core just yet, so... I mean, there's potential that he can harass. He's got a little bit of... He's got a pylon in the middle of his opponent's... near his opponent's base as well, so we could see him wander well across the map here to try and deal with... Dragon.
Well, this is going to be a little bit of a problem because it's Zealot walking right up, instantly picks off the Marine. Ugh, kind of an uncharacteristic miss micro right there from Dragon. And Dragon now, look at how freaking fast. That is an unupgraded Reaper. And it will immediately take out the Zealot, fly away, and already there's a huge amount of little boosts for that Reaper. It heals outside of battle. It can see up cliffs, and that is going to be one dead Stalker.
Yep, with that Marauder on the way, killing him off. Very, very nicely done. And you're right, that Reaper right now, it's been made such a versatile unit. So he can continue the harassment with the replenishment. He can continue darting around, being very, very annoying and pesky with probe lines, especially since now, actually, there's only the Mothership Core out to deal with this Reaper for now.
Reaper much faster than the Mothership Core. Will run headlong into the probe line. Oh, Dragon. What was going on there, Dragon? We see already a bunker trying to go down by the back Nexus. Great play. Only if you have a Reaper. And as a Reaperless man, he's just going to try to let it finish. Nope, going to cancel it.
Yep, and meanwhile, the one Marauder in the middle of the map trundles home, whilst we have the factory on the way with some Widow Mines. Oh, God. And he's going for a Starport as well. I think we might end up seeing some Widow Mine drops. And as I said at the very beginning, they can be so scary unless you're so on top of actually where you position your Mothership Core and how you actually deal with those eventualities.
What's nice, though, is that the Mothership Core does have the Envision. It turns it into a detector, and it is a flying unit, so it can deal defensively with the Widow Mines quite well. But we're already seeing ToD wants to do an aggressive push, and I actually think it may end the game right here and now. I mean, he just has to turn on Envision once, and he's in fantastic shape.
Yeah, that's actually, you're right, because Dragon doesn't really have any units here. Dragon now, sensing some kind of danger, is going to throw down a bunker, try and deal with this, but that's a lot of DPS that's coming up here. He turns it into a detector already. He knows that there's a potential for Widow Mines, so ToD taking great precautionary measures here to put on some pressure against Dragon.
Oh gosh, this Envision is just going to be brutal for Dragon to deal with. Where are his Widow Mines?
One just hit something and killed a Marauder at the same time. I'm not sure what that Widow Mine was actually hitting. I think it was the Zealot that was next to Marauder, but that actually did so much damage to the Marauder as well. Uh-oh,
we see the Widow Mines trying to step forward. They cannot shoot up. He's desperately trying to repair, and here, Widow Mine goes off, instantly one-shotting, but remember, it's about another minute-ish for that Widow Mine to pop up again. 40 seconds. It's a lifetime in StarCraft 2, and we're seeing Dragon desperately trying to hold on. Those Widow Mines doing the good old one shot at a time with each of those units, but with a limited amount of them out, I'm not sure what Dragon can do.
Yeah, only 2 Widow Mines here, trying to recharge as quickly as possible, and during all of this, there is the one Banshee. Actually, there's a 3rd Widow Mine somewhere. I can't quite see him, but, I mean, ToD's doing so much damage to his opponent. The Mothership Core goes down, but there's still so many units here barreling down on his main.
This is a really nice attack from ToD. Widow Mines dealing massive damage. ToD dealing massive damage. I mean, you think about it, 40 seconds to recharge. It's about 30 seconds on average for the rewarping of a gateway unit. So this is no problem for ToD to just keep flooding in, picking off buildings one at a time.
He wants to get that medevac out, but I don't think he's going to get in time. He needs to repair the Starport. He's forced to lift it up regardless, and the Starport will go down. Uh-oh.
Well, it looks like ToD is going to be running into another mine. Very nice control there. Making sure that they target the correct things and using this Banshee to its full potential. But God, look at those recharge bars on all those units. I mean, Dragon is really holding on strong here.
It's weird how well this defensive position is kind of keeping him in the game, not necessarily keeping him protected, because right now it's 38 probes to 17 workers, but still, the Widow Mines, they're still there, and they could pose a threat later on.
Gosh, Widow Mines, there's the good game route. ToD takes the win, game number 1.
God, I love that score screen thing.
Really slick. But you know, it's funny, Dragon was holding that off very cost effectively. I mean, he eventually
Yeah.
lost just due to Todd's overwhelming numbers, but it's thrilling to see that Dragon, by microing very well, is able to get this odd mishmash of units to stay quite strong. I think if there's a Protoss player who was not as strong as Todd, would probably be held off, and Dragon had a clear plan to put on a little bit more counter aggression afterwards. So
Yeah, yeah. And
quite
there's also
excited to see.
there's also that mentality of this being still, I mean, after these guys have, yeah, they've already played 400 games, guys. That's quite a lot. But there's still that mentality of how much can I really get away with, especially after
Yeah.
this patch. So Dragon might just have got caught a little bit off guard by that as well.
Well, it does mean that Dragon, who is considered by many to be the reigning king of the beta, certainly the reigning king of this beta show match series, it's very impressive to see not just the sort of style he's trying to incorporate, but also that there's still lots to maneuver around in the new metagame. So, guys, stay tuned. Another match is going to be coming up right after this, as it is only one game into this best of three, and afterwards we have Marine King Taja Brown and Scarlet playing in the Iron Squid group for today. See you